The Wooden Railway Adventures of Thomas the Tank Engine, Episode 52, Samson's Bad Idea. Special thanks to Kevin Tran for suggesting this episode's title. One day, Wilbur was racing along a bridge, and he raced down the quarry mine tunnel, but he had come out the other end so fast that his front wheels had come off the track. Just then, Stafford rounded the bend and he crashed into Wilbur and knocked him off the track. "Sorry, Wilbur," said Stafford, and he raced away to get help. After Wilbur was rescued, Stafford brought him to the work shed near the airport. After that, Stafford rolled into Knapford where Samson was. "I heard you crashed into Wilbur at the quarry mine tunnel," said Samson. "It was just an accident, an honest mistake," said Stafford. "The only trouble now is that Wilbur has a goods train to pull, and I'm too busy, and so are the other engines." "I could take it," said Samson. "I'm a very strong engine, and I have no other work to do." "Okay then," said Stafford. "Just try not to make any mistakes, okay?" And Stafford rolled away. A little later, as Samson was coming along the track, he saw Wilbur's goods train nearby. There were 2 box cars, a cargo car, 2 milk tankers, a yogurt tanker, a tar wagon, a ballast car, a baggage car, and a freight car full of pipes, and then the brake van. Said Samson. "I was expecting something a little more suitable for an important engine like me," and he puffed away at once. So instead of collecting the train, Samson went up to Olstead Castle where Harry, Wallace, and Wally were. "What are you doing up here?" asked Wallace. "Shouldn't you be taking Wilbur's train?" "Well, I was going to," said Samson, "but I changed my mind." "You what?" cried Wally. "It's not wise to break a promise," said Wallace. "I'm ashamed of you, Samson," said Harry. "You know, Trevor once told me a story about a man named Samson. This man had great strength, just like you. Unfortunately, he soon lost it due to him not keeping a promise. You wouldn't want that happening to you, now would you?" "Oh no, I wouldn't want to lose my strength," said Samson. "I better go pull that train that I promised I'd pull for Wilbur." Samson collected the train and he set off. Up ahead at the Hatch Street crossing, Madge was having a particularly hard time pulling Scarlatti and her flatbed off the crossing. Samson pulled up and he stopped at the gates. But what Samson didn't know was that if engines were to come towards the Hatch Street crossing from this direction and would have to wait at the gates, they had to wait right here just before the railway crossing. That way, any train they would be pulling wouldn't be blocking the line. As Samson was waiting, he heard a whistle. It was Hank. Hank shut his eyes as he crashed into the train. Hank's train of stone was a complete mess and some of Samson's cars were smashed. "Oh dear, what have I done?" cried Samson. "You've made a big mess, that's what you've done," said Stepney. Once help arrived, it took quite a long time to clean up the mess. As Emily took the unhurt freight cars away, Sir Topham Hatt started talking to Harvey. "Well, sir, it seems no matter what kind of job we give Samson, he always finds a way to mess it up." "Well, I've had this in mind for a while, and after seeing what Samson has done today, I decided it's time we do this. It's time for Operation Relocation." Samson had overheard this, and he was now beginning to grow very worried. That night, Samson was rolling through the quarry, and he stopped to think to himself. If Sir Topham Hatt wants to do a relocation, then that must mean he's going to send me back to the mainland. I guess there's only one thing I should do now. I must leave the islands and go somewhere where I can't cause any more trouble. Then again, that's kind of what Sir Topham Hatt is wanting to do, but I'll just save him the trouble of doing it. Now, how do I get to the mainland from here? Samson had decided to run away. He traveled by moonlight until he finally reached the Vickerstown Bridge. Or at least he thought it was the Vickerstown Bridge. The next morning, Harvey pulled into the quarry to look for Samson. "Hey Boulder, have you seen Samson?" he asked. "He was here last night, but I haven't seen him since," said Boulder. "He was mentioning something about Operation Relocation." Sir Topham had stepped down from Harvey's cap. "You say Samson overheard me and Harvey's conversation about Operation Relocation?" Yes," said Boulder. "I think he was going to run away somewhere or something." "Something about saving you the trouble of sending him back to the mainland," said Boulder. "Sending him back to the mainland," said Tom Hat. "I wasn't going to do that." "When I said Operation Relocation, I didn't mean I was going to send him back to the mainland. I was going to send him to work at Croven's Gate Mine with the narrow gauge engines." "Well, we better go to the mainland and find him," said Harvey, "and tell him that he just misunderstood you." Sir Topham had climbed the board and Harvey puffed away to the mainland. But when Harvey arrived on the mainland, the engine said that Samson wasn't there. "If Samson's not here on the mainland, then where is he?" asked Sir Topham Hatt. The engines didn't have a clue on where Samson could be, and those who didn't plan on saying anything.